And if we continue to stay laser focused on getting shots in people's arms, responding to the economic crisis, it's going to open up a lot of hearts and a lot of doors for us tomorrow to do the many more things we know we have to do. So I want to thank you all. I really mean it from the bottom. I want to thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm happy to take questions if that's what I'm supposed to do, Nance, whatever you want me to do.
So that was pretty weird, eh? That was Joe Biden in a meeting with Nancy Pelosi and House Democrats, a public meeting on the White House feed that was cut off sort of abruptly, and no one's exactly sure why. You know, Biden says, I'm happy to take questions, Nance, if that's what you want me to do, if that's what you want us to do. And there's sort of an awkward smile on Pelosi's face, and then the feed cuts to the ooh. And then on the official feed, there's another version of it I'll play for you just quickly. It just sort of gradually fades to the, blue White House background as Biden disappears, and then the event ends.
Thank you, thank you. And I'm happy to take questions if that's what I'm supposed to do, Nance, whatever you want me to do.
And so from both those perspectives, you can see that no one really quite knew what was happening. Now, conservatives are saying this is proof positive of all the claims around Joe Biden, that he is mentally not there, that he's weak, that he's afraid of taking questions, that he doesn't want to be, criticized by his own Democrats who maybe will criticize him, maybe from the left or maybe even from more centrist Democrats about his policies, that he doesn't want the media to ask him tough questions, and he's hiding away. Now, it could be that. It could also just be technical difficulties, or that there was no plan to take questions and Biden just misspoke. Who knows? The point, however, is optically, this is bad for Joe Biden. Optics and politics matter. Optics matter. Just because something didn't happen the way that your opponent says it does, if it looks like it did, then it did, right? Like, if it looks bad and the majority of people believe it looks bad, even if it's not true in politics, optics can be reality. And it looks like here that Biden is afraid of taking questions, or at the very least, afraid of taking questions in front of cameras. That he'll take questions from Pelosi and the rest of the House Democrats, but only behind closed doors. Or that he doesn't want to have the media there sort of able to play his questions off against the House's questions, which could maybe create or, expose conflicts and disagreements that he doesn't want to do. And that really looks bad. And again, I'm not trying to, feed into these right-wing conspiracies necessarily, but the fact of the matter is they are right about one thing, and it's that Biden hasn't really done like a traditional press conference yet. And it's been a long time since he's been president to have not done a press conference. And so I think a lot of people are like, look, maybe the president doesn't need to be like Donald Trump. Maybe they don't need to be rage tweeting about some celebrity they don't like at 4 a.m. But some people do think that Biden needs to be more available to the public, more available to the media directly, and not just through his surrogates, and not just through these snippet interviews you get at the end of a Biden, sit down in the Oval Office. Like yesterday, he gave that brief little chat where he took questions as reporters were going out of the room. Again, you can say what you want about this. I don't think this is the big, massive deal that like all these conservative outlets are necessarily making about this clip. But I do think fundamentally that Biden has to look at optics. And if people see him as shying away from questions, and if people see him as somebody that needs to be hidden away, then when something like this happens, it'll confirm their biases. And not all of those people, guys, and this is the thing we have to be careful of, are dyed-in-the-wool conservatives. And so if you lose moderates that had these concerns about Biden but voted for him anyway, it could be trouble in 2022 and 2024.